All right, so let's start off first this morning. Well, in case you just tuned in, Joe Hansen is here, Saga is here as well, and we're taking a look at the papers this morning. That's what we're about to do. But we would like to let you know that you can be part of the show. You can tweet us. Our Twitter handle will be flashed there on the screen, and let's know what your thoughts are on these front pages that we're about to take. We'd like to read your comments as well, so you can react. That's what we're saying. React to the stories as we bring them to you. Saga, starting off with the first one.
Yeah, let's start in Uganda on the Daily Monitor this morning. It's a very interesting story. You're going to see, as a headline there, the big one. The United States targets AIDS cash cut over anti-gay law, and that's in Uganda. It's been a growing story there, of course, with President Yoweri Museveni and his government seemingly taking new laws to stifle the LGBTQ community in Uganda. It says, on hold, Washington indefinitely defers Uganda Country Operational Plan 2023 final presentation meeting due tomorrow for determining PEFA's investment for next year, pending a decision on the Anti-Homosexuality Act. That's on pages 4 and 5. Very interesting. Of course, the PEFA labs across the continent are HIV-related laboratories and HIV-related health structures. Also, how Museveni is trying to win back Buganda's love. Stranded Ugandans finally return home. I'm guessing that's from Sudan. That's on page 3 of the Daily Monitor this morning. And there's also, of course, the story on the state of unemployment in Uganda. You can see, of course, clearly stated right up there on how bad it is in different parts of Uganda and how it affects, different persons across the country. But the big one there is the United States targeting AIDS cash cut over anti-gay laws, which is, of course, a very, very interesting story that the rest of the continent would have to really, really put to question and have conversations over. How much hold does the United States have on African countries? And, of course, do other countries still have the rights to make laws that govern them or not? Now, these are some of the things I will talk about, in the coming days. But these are the stories on Daily Monitor. Let's go to Kenya now and see what's on the Daily Nation.
Definitely, Kenya is up next, as you see there on the screen. Why black women should be screened for breast cancer earlier. Page 3 has that story. If you're a woman and you definitely haven't gotten your checkup done, then you might want to do that right away. Page 3 has all of that story for women, for our beautiful sisters. Baba, while you were away, Azimio planned city rally to welcome Raila. Planned protest, page 6. Imagine, Baba, while you were away. So it's like a welcome pack saying, welcome back. Let's go back to status quo. Let's hit the streets and let's make some noise. That's what it's looking like on page 6. Anyway, let's look at the big one. You slept on the job. MPs tell trio. You can see the pictures there on the screen. We're talking about Mohammed Amin, Director of Criminal Investigations. Major General Philip Kameru is also there. He's the Director General, National Intelligence Service. And Jafet Kone, I beg your pardon. He's the Inspector General of Police. Now, what did they do? How did they sleep on their job? Well, let's quickly touch on this. It says, where were you? Angry lawmakers point an accusing finger at the country's top security chiefs, Jafet Kome, Amin Mohammed, and Philip Kameru, for failing to stop the massacre of Kenyans in Shakahola village, Kilifi County, as the death toll climbed to 98 and the government imposed a dusk to dawn curfew while declaring the village a disturbed area, at pages 10 and 11. I cannot but agree with the MPs on this one. Mm-hmm. If something has been going on for so long, just that we've tried so much. I must mention it here that we've tried reaching the top shot for Haki. He's been here on the breakfast show many times, and he came on this show saying that they kept seeing dead bodies in a canal, and they've been picking up dead bodies, and they've spoken to the police officers. Why are we always seeing dead bodies in the canal? Missing persons are later found in a canal. What's going on? He took it upon himself to set up a foundation or a team to try and investigate, but he kept meeting roadblocks, of course, especially not getting support of the security operatives and so on. So when I see the MPs come forward, I hope we get him to be on this show, because I'm smelling there's a link between what he saw and what has
we're currently
happened now.
reporting, Yes.
So it shows that there is a ring, and that's exactly what we're looking at. But that's all I'm going to take on the Daily Nation.
All right, the Daily Sun newspapers this morning. This was coming up next in Nigeria. It said federal government evacuates Nigerians from war-torn Sudan, says no life lost. Interesting. Spends $1.2 million, that's the interesting part, to hire buses. Instructs diplomats to remain on ground to oversee exercise. $1.2 million to hire buses. $1.2 million. All right. Presidential poll again. Atiku will be attack INEC and Tinubu. Atiku pays Kalu condolence visit over his wife's death. And we can also see here Tinubu Kalu hold meeting in Abuja. I remain best candidate for Senate president, says the chief whip. We can also find here Nigeria's domestic transactions hit 980 billion naira in 3 months. Asset forfeiture. Governor Bello floors EFCC as court strikes out suit. And 8 bandits killed, many injured in factional clash over cattle in Niger. Of course, once again, the Tinubu Kalu hold meeting in Abuja. Just to quickly remind everyone, the Kalu in question is the person who had been sentenced to jail for 4-point-something billion naira fraud. He had been sent to a 12-year jail term, but of course, that was eventually quashed because of some technicalities with the judge that, in the case. And he currently is running for Senate president or, hopeful to become Senate president in Nigeria. Not, like the court said that he didn't, is not guilty of the, mismanagement of funds or anything. It's just that there was a technicality. All right. But these are the stories on the Daily Sun and the stories that we can share this time in Nigeria and across the continent. We have more newspapers coming your way in the second half of Breakfast Central.